As a biologist, I've had the unique privilege of being at the New School, an institution that normally does not do natural science. And in that capacity, I've been able to collaborate with faculty and students in the liberal arts, social sciences, and design. To that end, we've worked on an open access curriculum that firmly places stem cell research within a social justice framework. So this curriculum is an open access curriculum called Stem Cells across the curriculum. It was externally funded, but it also received a great deal of funding from the New School itself through the Innovation and Education Fund. As you can see, we have faculty from a variety of different disciplines, and we also looked for plurality within those disciplines. So for instance, we had 3 different feminists working on this project. Anne Snitow was one of them. But not all of the feminists agreed about their feminist perspective, and that was important for us to bring that plurality to the curriculum. An important component of our curriculum is this radial infographic. The point of the radial infographic is to integrate the biological, ethical, legal, and social dimensions of stem cell research, thereby not allowing students to separate talking about science from doing science. So what we wanted to do was to explain to students what stem cells do naturally in the body as opposed to in a lab. So we deliberately separated what cells do in the body, such as wound repair, tissue regeneration, and organ specialization, from what happens inside of a laboratory or clinical environment where they're artificially manipulated. So as you move around the radial graphic, you'll see that scientists are trying to determine the scientific and therapeutic potential of cells derived from embryos, fetuses, and adult tissues. There are also emerging technologies that will take adult cells and push them back to their embryonic state, and all of these practices are designed to develop therapies or drugs that would then be put back into the body. As a learner engages more deeply with this radial infographic, it's a downloadable PDF, and they might start to become interested in some of the iconography seen here. So there are some ethical issues towards the outer concentric circles, such as eugenics or the development of savior siblings. There are also some iconographic images like babies juxtaposed next to stem cell dishes. So these images are designed to provide a visual narrative that moves students across time and space, thinking about how stem cells move from the private and public sector, how they move in and out of bodies, and also some of the difficult decisions that people are having to make. So for instance, there are around the world egg sharing policies or embryo sharing policies in which individuals can barter their embryos for a reduced cost of reproductive technology. So this is an interesting thing to think about when we think about economic inequity and health inequity around the world. Similarly, in New York State, for instance, we've separated this issue of life versus technology, but we've created a new ethical issue, which is the commodification of life. In New York State, we allow individuals to supply eggs for stem cell research to create embryos that would be terminated to secure those stem cells, and those individuals receive $10,000 of public money. So that's an interesting, perhaps socially just approach to providing embryos for stem cell research, but it could be argued that it's exploiting a vulnerable poor in New York State. So this curriculum has been used in a variety of courses at the New School and seminars, as well as a university lecture. It's also been selected as a model curriculum by the Science Education for New Civic Engagements and Responsibilities, and it is also been used by institutions around the nation. So other faculty and other students are using this material. It is open access, and I encourage you to engage with it. We have artwork, video, and a lot of other materials on there, and it's really for lifelong learning. So I thank you very much for your time.